Potato is a good carbohydrate food and is quite delicious while being made into fries, which are one of the most common staples. However, during the frying process, how much oil remains in the fries? Let's use a microscope to see. Wow, it looks quite shiny and has obvious reflections, implying there are some oils on their surfaces. The black materials should be carbonization compound caused by too high temperature. Alright, let's throw in the citric acid and see what happens. Obviously, a lot of oil bubbles came out, and the size was about 0.5 millimeters. Interestingly, the oil should be an acid, and it should be an alkaline substance that can react from heat. The oil bubble we see should be separated from the water after the potato starch is decomposed, and run out by the convection of the water rather than the variation between citric acid and oil. The fries is put in the acid for about 24 hours, and we still can see some bubbles. How about the fries in base solutions? Let's do it. Just like putting the fries in an acid, the fries turn white instantly when it is put in an alkaline solution. At first, we found something like bubbles popping up. Let's zoom in and see again. Later, when we observed it for a while, we found that these bubbles were oil and they became bigger and bigger. About their size, the small ones are 0.1 millimeters, and the large ones can be close to the 0.5 millimeters, which could be observed by the naked eye without using the microscope. As time went on, new bubbles were also formed, and the small bubbles were no longer clearly seen because they were combined with the larger bubbles as soon as they appeared. It meant that the larger bubbles will gradually increase their size. Moreover, you can see the bubbles in the right corner has basically become a whole piece. After 24 hours, the total amount of oil bubbles was about 1.5 times that of 12 hours. But the size increased rate of these oils was only 1/5 of the first 2 hours, which means that the main reaction was still in the first 2 hours. From the magnified images, in the acidic solution, many white powders could be seen in the solution, which means that the starch of the fries has been decomposed, but only the oil was observed in the alkaline solution. In order to further compare the difference between the French fries in acid and base solutions, we prepared several bottles to put the fries in acid solution, base solution, and water respectively. and observe them after 3 days aging. It can be found that after 3 days, the water with fries became quite dirty, and the best solution only shows some suspended substances, and the acid solution is the cleanest. While we use the microscope, it can be observed that there were many suspended substances in the water, most of them black and yellow, which might be the carbonized compound or solidified oil separated from the fries. In the best solution, a little suspended substances were also observed, but there were significantly more oil bubbles and starch powders. Finally, we observed the acid solution with microscope. It was full of suspended oil, and there was no other suspended substance. In addition to observing the solution, we also attempted to observe the surface of the fries, but there was not much obvious difference between the fries in acid, base, and water solution. Above all, we get the following conclusions. First, in water, neither starch nor oil or fries can be decomposed, but the materials around the fries live to it due to the density differences of them and the surface tension of water. This is why the water becomes dirty. In a base solution, the oil should have a chance to react with the solution, but it should no longer be oily after the reaction. The absence of a large amount of starch suspension means that there is still a part of the starch dissolved in the alkaline solution, so we cannot observe it. In an acid solution, starch is obviously decomposed by the acid solution, so no starch powders can be seen in the solution. Compared with the 24-hour time-lapse image, many starches have not been completely decomposed, and these powders almost disappeared in the 72 hours video. A large number of oil indicate that the acidic solution may not decompose the oil. The oil observed in the water because there is no starch to support them. According to the current observation results, the correction rate of French fries in the solution is that the acid solution is greater than the base solution and is greater than the water. Regardless of whether French fries are healthy or not, the fat and starch in them undoubtedly provide a lot of energy for the human body. There is no absolutely safe food in this world. The key is to control the amount you eat. This video is over. Thank you for your watching.